Well, guys, it's officially hitting the fan here. Punta Gorda, Florida is at 2008 levels of single-family home inventory for sale. We have not seen this many homes on the market in the 33950 zip code since February of 2008. And I'm going to show you this data. I'm going to pull this up too. I'm not just going to throw that out there and not substantiate it. Mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. And that's as far back as the chart would let me go. So I don't know if it's the highest ever. It could potentially be. That could be what we're looking at here right now. But to see, wait till you see the incline on the just straight volcano of listings that come on in the past 2 years. It's going to blow you away. All right, guys, so here's the tail of the tape. February 2008, Punta Gorda 33950 had 446 single-family homes on the market. That is this area here on the map, of course. 446 in February in 2008. And here's the on-ramp. Good Lord. We got some reprieve in the fall. I'm sure the hurricane helped with that. And bam, 456. Actually, 10 more homes than we had on in February 2008. I can't go back any further than this. So this may be the all-time high. This may be the highest number of homes, single-family homes, this zip code has ever seen. So if this trend, as you can see, every February we spike, going back basically the last decade, this will probably come back down. We'll see a sharp drop here until potentially next season if this trend continues. But we have possibly never had this many homes listed in this area before. Now let's take a look at what that is doing to the average sales price. Right in February of 2008, it was $475,000. The next month was $300,000. Good God. And then it kind of stagnated that way till it slowly works its way back up. It really never got back. It really never recovered until the pandemic. Here we go, sky high, and now we're back on the downward trajectory. But it's still $617,000 was the average price for February 2025, and $475,000 was February of 2008. Real quick, guys, if you like any of this content, I would be so appreciative if you could smash that like button, maybe consider subscribing. Helps my channel out immensely, and thank you to everyone who already has. We'll get right back to the video. Median sales price following the exact same trend was $452,000 in 08, goes off a cliff the very next month. Yikes. And just takes, oh my God, almost 15 solid years here almost to really see some serious price appreciation again. But it also looks like the median is on a strong downslide as well. Wow. Median is currently $425,000 in February of 2025. It was higher in February of 2008. Yikes. So guys, the median sales price has also fallen below 2008 levels. I did not look at that previously. This is another just shocking statistic here. Now here is another chart to pay attention to, the month supply of inventory. Back in January 2009, it was 21 months of inventory. Now it is only 12.4 according to the Florida Realtors. That's super high. It's like 10 on the MLS. That is incredibly high. But during this time, they changed how they gauge this metric, and I don't know if it accounts for that. I don't know if it accounts for the change in how they calculated this, because they did change the formula back in 17, I want to say. But God, even now, 12.4 months of inventory is insane. But according to this, it's still nowhere near 2009. Now, again, it has an asterisk, because I don't know if it's calculated the same way and if they went and retroactively did all the calculations. As far as new listings go, probably the strongest spike we've seen here in almost 20 years, but we knew that was coming because of Helene and Milton. So now trying to look at pending inventory, pending sales, it cuts off here at 2013. So how can I gauge if they can accurately go back to 2009 for months of inventory when the pending inventory doesn't even go back to 2013? That's, I don't know. You got to take that with a grain of salt. But as you can see, pending inventory almost as low as 21 in December of 2023 and spiked here in February 2024, but has been on the constant decline this season. It spiked again, but it was not able to basically hit this high. It double topped here, to use a crypto term, and now it's on the downward slide. And what are closed sales looking like, guys? We're sitting at 39 closed sales for the month of February now. January was 27, December was 27. We haven't seen numbers that low since, back in the crisis days. Though we did have the 2 hurricanes in here, and I have March's preliminary data for this area. It's actually stronger than I thought it would be. It's up year over year for average and median sales price, but still, with these kind of numbers on the board, I don't know how long that's going to hold. Look at this back here. 11 sales, November 2008. If you bought here, oh, God bless you. You absolute lunatic. You made a fortune. You bought in any of these months, you made an absolute fortune. What was I doing? 2010, what was I doing? I think I was selling cell phones and playing Call of Duty. I should have been buying Florida real estate. As you guys probably guessed, since I'm talking about Punta Gorda Isles, I am walking around it here today. You'll see some waterfront in the background of these homes here. It's just, things have really escalated, really gotten out of control, and we're hitting this number as we're coming out of season, as we're coming out of selling season. It's not like we're even hitting this number while we're going into it. This is the exit. And we've got hurricane season coming. Things are going to get real wild, I think. I don't know how this is going to play out. Things are going to get real wild. As a commenter mentioned on the previous video, a lot of these places still do have a tremendous amount of equity. I mean, I've had people call me from the area, and their home's not worth what it was 2 years ago, but, they bought in 94, so they're going to be fine. Assuming there's been no massive amount of refinances or home equity loans, I don't know. But yeah, there's still a lot of equity here. If you bought in the past 2 years, it's tough. But to see '08 numbers of single-family homes, I never thought we'd get here. And I don't know where we go from here. And it's not the same in the surrounding areas yet. But if you've been following my channel, I just happen to be here, which is starting to look like ground zero. It's spread after, it started very slowly here. I started focusing on Punta Gorda's numbers that then kind of trickled out to Lee County, getting into Collier County, getting into Sarasota, Bradenton area. It's just kind of fanning out. And while sales around the entire state are slowing, obviously it's not to the degree that we're seeing here. So, I don't know. Kind of leaves you speechless because I just never thought that the numbers would get there. And unfortunately, I'm filming this video, as you can see, the little sign in the yard here. As I'm walking by many homes for sale, you probably saw them in the background. There's a lockbox on there. And you can just see it in action. I mean, every other block, there's for sale signs everywhere. We've seen pretty substantial price declines here over the past 2 years already. And I thought the inventory was high before, but now I realize, God, there's another house on the corner there for sale. I don't know if you guys can see the for sale sign. There's a lot across the street for sale. So, it's in your face. There's a house down the street there for sale. Crazy. In the previous video, I mentioned that everyone's going into deep paranoia about the Sarasota and Bradenton numbers. They're saying home prices are plummeting. And I linked to those articles. And, you read the article, it's like 5%. You're like, oh, I don't know if it's plummeting. But down here, they're much more measurable than that. And if you've watched the channel for any period of time, you know that. I'm in awe of that. And a lot of people still don't know, unfortunately. A lot of people still don't know. I went to a listing appointment, not here, was in Charlotte County, though. I went to a listing appointment the other day. It's a double lot pool house. And I said, this thing's worth about $400,000 right now. It needs stuff. So I asked the seller, what number is in your head? And before they answered, they did say, listen, I've seen the stuff on TV. I know that things are on the decline. The market's hard right now. So I'm thinking I'm going to get a reasonable answer here. I'm at 400. And they hit me with $700,000 for a 1,900 square foot pool house on a double lot that needs a lot of work. And not on the water. I'm looking around like some of these homes are $700,000 now. Like, I didn't know what to say. All that came out of my mouth was no. And maybe I reacted too viscerally, but I just said no. I said, no, it's not me. I can't do it. You know, I wanted to thank them for their time and make my way out. And they seemed very, very shocked that I was not interested in listing this property. But we're $300,000 apart. The Zestimate is $350,000. So, you know, not that I give them too much credit, but you're double what Zillow's saying the house is worth. And I respect it. I said, listen, someone may do it. I can't do it. Well, how about 6? No. How about 5? No, I'm at 4. I can't do it. So even people who are kind of keyed in and say, we see what's going on. I see all the for sale signs. I see the news reports. Still really don't know how bad the active listing situation has gotten around here. And that's not to say stuff isn't selling, guys, but, you know, it's got to be at the right price. Look at these bad boys over there. That's where I got to walk. I'm on the wrong block. I'm going to go over there next time. I did take the time, since I mentioned it in my last video, to take a spin down Burnt Store and take a look at some of this new construction, because I always tell you guys how much new construction they're flooding the area with. So I figured I'd go take a look at what's going on at Burnt Store. Another for sale sign. Eesh. Man, this could be a drinking game. I'd be hammered already. I've had like 8 or 9 of them. And I don't show them all to you guys, but I could see them on the other side of the road. So, yee. Another nice open vacant lot here. I mean, I'll tell you what, the area sure does look nice. But is that another? We got another tiny for sale sign hanging out right there on the side of that truck. We've got another for sale sign right here. So, whew. That's my thing, is like, oh, people are like, yeah, I drive around, I see all the signs, and supply and demand, guys. You know, if you can see all the signs, you can read all the articles, you see the media reports. I mean, this stuff's on the television now. It's not even like, it's not just Newsweek and Yahoo. It's like Link News, and they're doing full-blown reporting on TV what's going on here. So there's almost no way you can ignore it, but then to still hold on to, well, my house is different. I get it. Yes, I get it. I don't know. I just shoot for the moon, see what you can do. And in my talks with homeowners, other agents, the hope seems to be that this is just going to be a temporary blip very quickly, and things are going to turn around. And it's like, guys, I've been hearing that conversation here for 2 years. For 2 years, guys. When's it going to happen? And you know, like next year, it's always next year. Next year, things are going to turn around. We got a lot of homes that we would have to sell. I mean, we've got over a year of inventory in some areas of Charlotte County. So a lot of homes. I think PGI or 33950 was 10 months when I pulled the MLS stats the other day. So even if we didn't list according to that, one more home, it would take 10 months to sell them all. So I can't imagine how next year is going to look drastically different than this. But like I always say, I can never count on what the government's going to do, what the climate, what anything's going to do. I never know. So, but based on what I'm seeing right now, I don't think next year is going to be too much better. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me today. If you like this video, give me a like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.